Good morning. I love JCCafe.com. Today's special guest is D.LAMARJACKSON, author, playwright. D. Lamar, how are you doing? Gospel Praise Radio. Today's special guest, D.LAMARJACKSON, author of Winter, Summer, and playwright. D. Lamar, how are you doing, brother?
I'm good, man. What's going on?
Man, your book and your plays, man. Tell us about this book that you have out on your website, D.LAMARInc.com.
Well, the book is Winter, Summer, and it's a story. It's a love story, kind of like a love triangle that you haven't really seen before, because a lot of times you see the love triangle with the two women fighting over just the one guy, but this guy is actually, he's the main character fighting with his feelings over his fiance Alexis and his first love, Summer. So basically he's trying to decide if he wants to go backwards or if he wants to go forward with his relationship with his new fiance. And for the most part, when I write my stories, I write with the feel of trying to see relationships through the eyes of God. So many times we see relationships through the eyes of a movie director or a TV show producer or director. We don't necessarily look at relationships through God's eyes. And God, He was the creator of relationships. So He created the first relationship with Adam and Eve. And to me, he's the overall authority on relationships, so he should be the one that we go to for all of our relationship needs and advice. And there's a wealth of knowledge and a wealth of information in the Bible. And we just, as people, we don't go to the Bible. We'd rather turn on Oprah or Dr. Phil or something instead of opening up our Bible and going to Corinthians or Ephesians or Ecclesiastics or the Song of Solomon, where those books have a ton of knowledge on or a ton of information, I should say, on relationships. So, that's basically where I come from when I write any of my stories, the plays, the books, anything.
Okay, and tell us, about the plays too, and when did you start doing that?
Well, I started doing the plays. I know some people know of David E. Talbert. I know Tyler Perry is the one that's just the biggest and famous, but David E. Talbert was doing it before Tyler Perry got big, and David Talbert was the first to put his plays on video. And that's kind of how Tyler Perry got big, is because he started putting his shows on video, and that's how he kind of blew up. But David E. Talbert, he's been like my mentor for the past 10 years, and I met him when I was 19. He's a friend of one of my cousins, and he brought me down to L.A., went over his whole career with me and how he got started, and he let me bring him a story that I had written. And when I tell you that this story was like a carbon copy of The Godfather and the movie Hoodlum and Goodfellas, it basically was a story about a family gang that just went around and killing each other, and a whole bunch of unnecessary cursing. So when I tell you, Dave, he read this story that I had, and he looked at the first 10 pages, and he threw it in the garbage can. And my whole world was crushed right then, because I had spent, in my mind, a long time, even though I had only spent a few weeks writing it. I felt I had spent a long time working on that story. And he sat me down and he said, look, I don't want to hear you going around talking about cursing, the cursing and the violence and all that, because that's not you. He told me to stop trying to write what I see on TV and write what I know. And so on the plane ride back home, I thought about it. What do I know? What is it that I know? One thing I know is relationships, because I've been in relationships. I have friends been in relationships, family that have been in relationships, parents been married for 30 plus years, uncles and aunties that have been married for 30 plus years. So I know relationships I've been observing relationships all my life. And the other thing I know is God. That I accepted Christ when I was a very young child, and that's the one thing that I do know is God. So I put it together, God and relationships. So the first play that I actually wrote was called Marriage Counseling, which we know Tyler Perry also has a play out there called The Marriage Counselor. Mine was out first, but because his got bigger, people went to see his, they know more about his than mine. But that story was basically about relationships through God's eyes. Marriage, how marriages are supposed to work. I had 3 different scenarios of marriage in that play. And when folks came to see that play, it sold out the first weekend, and people just fell in love with it. They fell in love with the characters. They fell in love with the story. And I just kept running with the idea of marriage, love, relationships through God's eyes. How are we supposed to see each other? And it doesn't just have to be my boyfriend, girlfriend. It can be mother-father relationships. It can be your children relationships. It can be the siblings. It can it encompasses all relationships. And we're relational beings, and that's how God created us. He even said in Genesis, it is not good for man to be alone. He made us so that we can have a relationship with each other. So that's how I did my first play, and it just kind of kept going on from there. I did 5 plays in 4 years. It got me a job with the city of Oakland, writing plays for them, and I just kind of blew up through that. But my first love has always been books. That's how I started writing that, and so that's why I went back to that this past year to go back to my first love to see where that takes me next.
Okay, and so you're pushing the book right now, and it's on Amazon. Let folks know how they can get it, and also what format, because there's a few different formats you can get the book in.
Yeah, it's in print and it's digital. I know the digital age people they own Kindles and Nooks and all those different e-readers, so I made the book available on there, and it's actually a whole lot cheaper. Right now I'm actually renting it at $2.99, but the regular price for it is $7.99. So for the next few weeks it will be $2.99. I'm thinking of running that through September, and then it'll go back to the regular price. And then it's available on print off of Amazon. You can order it through there, and on Amazon I believe it's $13.95 right now, and the regular price is $15. But I think I might keep it at the $13.95 price just because I kind of like that area that it's in. I know a lot of books, they get a little too expensive for people, and I know times are hard for folks, so I might just keep it at the $13.95 from now. And it's available in print. It's available on my website, www.DLamarInc.com.
Okay, so that $2.99 price is a deal, and so they need to just have a Kindle and just download that thing and get that before it shoots back up.
Yeah, it's available on the Kindle, and like I said, I'm gonna run it through the end of September. I really only did it because it's my birthday month, and I thought to give back to people, because I've gotten so much for myself over the years, so I can just give back to folks, and they can get it for a cheaper price. I don't want to have folks costing an arm and a leg just to read a good story. They should be able to read a good story at not such a huge price. So I said, for my birthday month, it's going to be $2.99. But, I got 2 kids, too, so I got to raise it back up after that,
Got you. Got to feed the babies. Let folks know, because I know you have, you have a full service publishing company. Let them know if they want to get in contact with you, what's the best way? If they, have something they want to share or tell you how they felt about the book, or if they've seen one of your plays and begging for you to do another one, how can they reach you?
I'm very responsive to emails, and I love talking to people. So anybody that has a question, anybody that wants advice, they can email me at info@DLamarInc.com. That's info, DLamarInc.com. And they can also just visit my Facebook page. I pretty much accept anybody has a friend, and anybody that has a question that's if they have a question, I will be more than happy to answer the question, and I answer within a day or two, unless I get busy on the writing scene. But I pretty much will answer within a day.
And it's you answering, right? You don't have any people answering for you or sending, generic, things saying, hey, do contact my publicist or this and that?
Oh, no. Because the thing is that has authors, has any kind of entertainer, anybody that's in a medium to entertain people, I don't feel that that's fair to have generic, answers to people. They want to get to know you. They want to talk to you. I feel if you are purchasing my book, you should be able to come and talk to me personally. You don't have to go through somebody else. I don't need to have somebody standing and shielding me. Who am I? The person that's shielding me is God. So as long as you're not coming at me with any violence or anything like that, you can come to me with anything. I'm more than happy to people that stop me on the street. I've talked to them for a long time. My wife gets a little annoyed by that at times, but if someone has a question or they need help with something, I'm always there to help. Just the other day, a young lady sent me an email. She wanted to get into self-publishing, and she wanted to just know if I had any advice. I wrote the girl back like a 3-page message, just to giving her the whole get down on self-publishing, so that she knew everything. She didn't have to go anywhere else. She knew everything, and that's just how I am. I'm going to give you all the information that I have, because there have been people that have given me information and taken the time out to give me advice. So why would I sit back and neglect somebody that needs advice?
Now, is it possible you can share that information on your website so folks can go to DLamarInc.com and they can get that same info, so we don't have, a whole bunch of people sending you an inbox saying, hey, tell me the secret or help me out?
Yeah. I have on my page, I have a blog section, and I will post that up this week, because this just recently happened, and so I will post that up, because I felt that was some good information. So I'm going to post that up there, and I'm going to try to post it up on Facebook as well. Try to put it in one of my posts or one of my messages, for folks that are aspiring writers, because it was a lot of information that I didn't honestly know I had, but because of all the advice I've gotten over the years, I've gained a wealth of information. And for that young lady who just wanted some, advice, or she's just getting started, it took me 6-7 years to get to the point where I knew the information that I know now. I had to, it was a struggle. I had to ask a bunch of questions and go to this person, go to that person. So instead of having her go to a ton of different people, I just said, you know what, I have all this information, let me just give it all to you now. So I'm going to post that up on my blog this week, and be looking for it probably Monday or Tuesday, and it should be up there.
Well, you heard it, folks. Right here first. Go to DLamarInc.com. Check out Winter's Summer for the book. Facebook them and give your information one more time before we go, brother.
All right, so if you want to contact me, info@DLamarInc.com. That's info, DLamarInc.com. And you can also visit me on Facebook. I'm very receptive to new friends. And you can also follow me on Twitter at D.LAMAR the Writer. That's at D.LAMAR the Writer. I'm on Twitter. I haven't stepped my Twitter game up as much as I should, but I'm working on it. I'm getting better and better. So you can visit me on Twitter as well. Best way to reach me, though, is always an email, info@DLamarInc.com, or a message on Facebook.
Well, we thank you.
I answer them very quickly.
We thank you, brother, for your time, and we just want the book sales to increase, double. God's on your side. I've known this brother a long time, so I just know great things are coming, and God bless.
I appreciate you, and God bless all those that were listening.
Amen. This is Kellen Cash. We're out. God bless.